Hear you. Thank you for joining us on the web. This is Gil Levis, News Chopper 4 Bravo. We are in a pursuit right now. We're over a pursuit, I should say. Eastbound 91 freeway, just past the 710 freeway. This vehicle wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. The weapon, a shotgun. The LAPD is reporting this pursuit started in downtown LA, southbound 110 freeway, came all the way down to the 91, got off momentarily and back on. Oh, look at this guy. He's going to get pinched there. Almost hits those cars. Those cars might have touched. Oh, man, this guy's desperate to get away. We saw him coming eastbound 91, got off at Central and crashed, ran the red light and crashed. Oh, he's going to hit that truck. It's over right there. Oh, he hits that pickup truck and spins that truck out of control. Hits another car, hit a big rig there, but now it looks like this is it for this vehicle. Now the scary part for the LAPD and all these people here on the freeway. This guy has a shotgun, reportedly has a shotgun. And so this is going to be problematic for the LAPD. We'll see what happens here. The car is still trying, this guy's still trying to get away, but that front end is badly damaged there. He's going to pull over all the way to the side of the road, and here's where it's going to get very, very tricky for the LAPD. You see them opening their vehicle doors there, and the car going all the way across lanes here. This is on the 91 freeway. Still, oh, look at this. The driver's popping his door open. He's thinking about running. He's thinking about jumping over that fence. Let's see what happens. Oh, let's see. He's pointing at the officers. That's not good. We're going to come out to a wide shot here because he's supposed to be armed with a shotgun. And no, he's not running. It might be, maybe he's complying at this point. A dangerous pursuit here on the 91 freeway. Keeping a wide shot because the driver there said to be armed with a shotgun in this pursuit. Again, a assault with a deadly weapon suspect. Has his door open. We're at the 91 freeway facing eastbound at about Cherry. Pushing a little bit to see what that driver's doing, if he's complying or not. It looks like, hard to tell. Looks like he's sitting there in the driver's seat, not really complying. So he sat down, now he's back up. Looks like he might be on a cell phone. He's sitting back down. He's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. You can see the LAPD airship overhead. Multiple units from LAPD, Central Division were in pursuit of this vehicle. It was failing to yield on the 110 freeway southbound through downtown LA. Assault with a deadly weapon, suspect said to have a shotgun inside the vehicle. We have not seen a weapon yet, but you see the LAPD not taking any chances in this. The CHP is assisting with the traffic control on the 91 freeway. This vehicle did collide just moments ago with a pickup truck. He was trying to go in and out, weaving in and out of traffic here. There was a lot of traffic on that eastbound side, and he clipped the back end of a pickup truck, spinning the pickup truck out of control, making another vehicle spin out of control, and that vehicle apparently looked like it might have hit a big rig, or the big rig might have hit that vehicle. So far, looks like 3 or 4 vehicles plus the one he initially hit off of Central Avenue when he got off the freeway there, just ran right through the light and crashed into a white vehicle and then kept going. Now it's a bit of a standoff. The driver not complying. He looked like at first he was going to run, but no, he came out, he stood up, he opened the door, stood up, and then he has been sitting down and standing up multiple times here. So not complying with officers. The westbound 91, you see at the bottom of your screen, That still has some looky-loo traffic right now, and I imagine CHP will try to shut that down because those people there could be in the line of fire. News Chopper 4 Bravo, we're the only news helicopter over this pursuit. You see the termination point here on 91 freeway eastbound at Cherry. Thank you. And look at the number of LAPD officers here at the termination. That driver still sitting there. We're keeping kind of a wide shot because we don't want to show anything graphic. If that driver does have a weapon and pulls that weapon, we don't want to show anything, but you can see there, it looks like he's sitting down. He was on a cell phone there moments ago and continues to stay in the vehicle. That is very concerning for the LAPD as well as the traffic on the other side of the freeway. I'm sure the CHP will be getting involved here to shut down the westbound side of the 91. The backup for the eastbound 91 right now is all the way back to the 710. Now the driver closing the door, that's not a good sign. He has closed the door. They're going to call for a K9 unit to come in here and try to bring this to an end. The driver refusing to comply with officers. Look at the damage to that car. It just wiped out that passenger side of the vehicle, and it's surprising it kept going as far as it did after the collision. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Sure thing. Here's a look at the wide shot. The driver back inside the car for now. It is a standoff with the LAPD, but look at the backup here going all the way back to the 710 freeway. That 91 freeway is impacted now because of this pursuit termination with a crash. And you see all the vehicles there, trucks as well. And well, we'll try to find you the truck that he crashed into, a black pickup truck. That's what brought this pursuit to an end as the driver tried to weave in and out of traffic. Unknown if there's any injuries in that collision. I know the one off Central, they were calling for an ambulance. That was 91 freeway at Central when the driver got off and went right through a red light, crashing into a vehicle coming northbound, it looked like, on Central just before the 91. A lot of weapons pointed this way at that driver, and because this driver is wanted for assault with a deadly weapon, the weapon reportedly, or as we were hearing on the scanner, is a shotgun. So possibly a weapon inside that vehicle, a shotgun, and the LAPD is not taking any chances. The driver looked like a male. It's unknown if there were any other people in the vehicle. We have not heard if there was a passenger or two or three in there, but certainly the driver, a male, came out. This is a eastbound 91 at Cherry, eastbound 91 at Cherry. Eastbound 91 at Cherry. Door back open, driver pointing, and as you see the police helicopter overhead circling, the driver continuing to not comply. He's got both hands out. He's talking to the officers there. It looks like he's in communication with them. Both hands are out the door. That's a good sign. The freeway, the eastbound side, completely shut down as officers try to negotiate with this guy to surrender peacefully. Traffic backing up in both directions, certainly on the east side is shut down all the way back to the 710. The westbound side is backed up probably now to the 605. Driver there with his shirt off. Nope, he's arguing with the officers. He's trying to close the door. The door looks like it's messed up. It won't, he can't get it to close, it looks like. So once he popped that door open, I think that's it for the door. He's not going to be able to get it closed all the way, it looks like. And at this point, the LAPD trying to determine what's the next step. CHP is trying to close down the westbound side of the 91. Once again, thank you for joining us on the web. This is Gil Davis in News Chopper 4 Bravo over a pursuit termination. We were the first and only news helicopter over this chase. When we arrived, it was eastbound 91 freeway. From the 110 freeway, its driver wanted for assault with a deadly weapon, a shotgun, according to the LAPD. Pursuit was traveling high rates of speeds on the 110 freeway southbound, made its way all the way down to the 91, got off the freeway for a little bit, back onto it eastbound, and then off at Central, where he crashed into a car at the off-ramp, the end of the off-ramp at Central, just south of the 91, smacked into that car, and then continued to go on the freeway, and then ending here just about maybe 7-8 minutes ago in another accident with a pickup truck. He rear-ended, causing all that damage you see on the passenger side of the front end of the car. Now the driver out of the vehicle, standing there. Again, his LAPD is not taking any chances with this guy because he's said to have a shotgun. He assaulted someone. I don't know if there was a robbery. They haven't said yet exactly what the nature of that assault was, but the weapon used was a shotgun, according to witnesses. Here's a look at the pursuit termination. The driver still not complying with the officers. They're calling for a K9 unit. Multiple LAPD officers here on the scene, and the freeway eastbound side is shut down completely as they try to deal with this guy to get him out of the vehicle safely. You see the backup there all the way back to the 710 freeway, and the CHP working to shut down the westbound side of the 91. But again, this driver not complying with officers. It looks like he's taken his shirt off. He's been in and out of the car, sitting down, standing up. There he goes again. Now he's got his hands up. Looks like he might be complying. So that's a big relief for anybody that's on the freeway. And no, look at that. He comes out, he shows his arms, he walks to the back end of the car and says, forget about it. Back into the car, and might be trying to close the door. Awesome, thank you. CHP just closing down the westbound side of the 91, so we'll see less traffic right now on that bottom of your screen there. LAPD airship circling, you see it going through the screen every now and then. And now the LAPD can relax a little bit about the traffic on the other side of the freeway being shut down. No one else allowed. It looks like one of the on-ramps here at Cherry is still open, but that will soon be shut down as well. In the meantime, they're dealing with this suspect in the vehicle who is not compliant. Now we're hearing that the suspect may have thrown out an article during the pursuit. It has been recovered. They're not saying if that was a weapon or exactly what it is. Now, because this pursuit went out of the LAPD's jurisdiction, they're well out of it. We're basically in North Long Beach right now. They're calling for a K-9 unit to respond. A K-9 unit is coming to the termination point here, but at this point, that driver is still not compliant, and it may take the dog to bring this to an end. But so far, the driver unwilling to comply with those officers. We're keeping kind of a wide shot because we're concerned that that driver might come out with that weapon if he still has it, or if he does indeed have it. The reports was that he assaulted someone with a shotgun. Hey, Rosa, what was the cross streets? Copy that, thank you. We're getting word now from our assignment desk, Rosa Ordaz, on our assignment desk, telling me that this pursuit started at 2:46 this afternoon at Bernard and Broadway in downtown LA. That's when we heard the pursuit starting up. This driver got on the southbound 110 freeway at a high rate of speed, traveling all the way down to the 91 freeway, and then proceeded eastbound on the 91 freeway, getting off a couple times, crashing into a vehicle at Central Avenue, and then continuing back on the freeway. Then here, in some heavier traffic, the driver was trying to weave in and out of traffic, hit a black pickup truck, spun that truck out, and caused about a 2 or 3 car collision involving possibly a big rig. And that disabled the vehicle for good. You see all the damage there on this vehicle as he clipped that back side of the pickup truck, trying to weave his way in some heavier traffic here on the eastbound 91. And that's where we're at, eastbound 91 at Cherry. The driver refusing to come out, and the K-9 unit is en route. As we keep our eye on the driver, it is pretty much a standoff with him. He's refusing to comply with officers. He's come out at one point like he was surrendering, backing up, and then said, no way, I'm going back in the car, and that's where he's at right now, inside his vehicle. He is talking to officers. He's seated right now, I should say, in the vehicle. You see, it looks like he's a little agitated with the officers. But this guy was not giving up. This guy was not quitting. Even after hitting a car on Central, I should say, he crashed into the vehicle. He crashed behind a building at the time, but we saw the explosion with the car parts coming off of it. I thought at that point the vehicle was disabled, but no, he took off from that crash. So add hit and run to this pursuit, and the medics were called for that person that he struck in that vehicle. We don't know the extent of injuries to that person or the people that he hit here in the black pickup truck on the freeway. It's unclear if anyone was injured in that accident or that collision. Okay, he's now back to a standing position. And there he goes, back down. There was reports moments ago that the driver at some point, it's unclear where, threw out an article during this pursuit. We don't know what that article was, if it was a weapon or exactly what it was, and at what point, we're not sure. They did not say, but we're hearing that as well. But the driver is still refusing to comply. There he comes out again, agitated, throwing his hands in the air. And all this guy needs to do is just give it up, and you know, he's surrounded, he has nowhere to go. And there's a whole lot of people on the eastbound 91 freeway that are not happy right now because the freeway is completely shut down on the eastbound side. The westbound side was just shut down moments ago. No, Jamie, there is not, unfortunately. They might have a chance if they get on Cherry just south of the 91, looking up the off-ramp, or if they're able to drive up the off-ramp, they will have a clear shot of it. But I don't know if they'll be able to do that. I don't see it. I don't see that off-ramp closed down right now at Cherry. So if you send a ground unit just south of the 91 at Cherry, they'll have a shot. They'll have an opportunity to see some of this possibly. Sure. Oh yeah. The backup, as I talked to Jamie Bankson on our assignment desk, you're seeing the backup here well past the 710 freeway. It's impacting the southbound transition to the 91 freeway, and you see it winding back and back. It's really growing. It's well over a mile, almost 2 mile backup right now, getting back towards where the pursuit came eastbound. That's over at the 110 freeway. So a lot of traffic out here as this pursuit ending in a standoff now with the suspect in the vehicle. Eastbound. Eastbound side, that's the eastbound side. Look at this, the people out of their vehicles. Well, some of them are. It looks like some of, yeah, there are for sure some people getting out of their vehicles to watch because they have really nowhere to go. That Cherry Avenue off-ramp is closed down, and people starting to get out of their cars to see what the heck is going on. And this is what's going on. This driver refusing to come out of pursuit termination on the eastbound 91 at Cherry. And hey, Jamie, I'm going to show you something here. I don't know if this will work, but let me show you real quick. There's sound wall there. If they can't get on the freeway, they can get into this alleyway right off the freeway. Those tones are killing me. Okay, Jamie, thank you. The units, the ground unit, 67th Street and Gardenia, 67 and Gardenia might be an option for them. That's on the south side of the 91. The driver walking out a little bit here, stepping a little bit away from the car. That's the first time we saw him walk away. But no, he's back in. Driver out. Let's see if he is willing to comply, but he's not. He's just arguing with the officers, maybe even taunting them a little bit. Options for the LAPD officers to use less lethal weapons to bring this to an end. Of course, also the canine that they can deploy to bring it to an end. But again, their concern is if this driver still has a weapon on board that car. They want him to keep those hands out of the vehicle. You saw how he turned and started to lean into the vehicle. They want his arms out the door. They want to see his hands so that they know he has no weapon to pull on them. Oh, he just threw something across to the west side of the freeway. I'll try to get a look at that here in a second. Oh, they might have just hit him with a round. He kind of dove back in the car. I don't know if they shot him with a beanbag or another type of less lethal round. Threw that out onto the freeway, made it to the number 1 lane on the west side. But after doing that, it looked like he bent over suddenly, and they may have, I don't have confirmation or not, but it almost appeared like maybe they shot a round off at him. I didn't really see anything bounce off of him, so he could have just been playing it up. Here's a look at what the officers are doing. You see that one officer there right in the center of the screen with the green. That's a less lethal weapon. It might have been a rubber bullet or a beanbag round, but at this point, the driver back in the vehicle now, after throwing something, hard to tell what that is, out of his hands, he pulled out of the car and threw it onto the other side of the freeway. Perfect, thank you. This is great. Ah. Fine. If you're just joining us on the web, this is Gil Davis in News Chopper 4 Bravo. Going on now, an hour after this pursuit started, has come to an end here in Long Beach, North Long Beach, on the 91 freeway at Cherry. Assault with a deadly weapon, suspect inside that blue car, supposedly or reportedly assaulted someone with a shotgun. LAPD went into pursuit off, this all started off of Bernard Street and Broadway. And I'm pausing there because I'm hearing the chatter from the LAPD. And we're hearing now the suspect making threats to the LAPD. So we're going to keep our picture wide here. And they're trying to get a canine unit into position, but the driver not complying and ramping it up by making threats to the officers. The LAPD went into pursuit about 2:46 this afternoon on this blue vehicle, southbound 110 freeway out of downtown. Made his way all the way down to the 91, got on off the freeway, and then back onto the eastbound 91. Exited at Central and crashed into, it looked like maybe a T-bone crash into a vehicle at the intersection at Central and the off-ramp of the 91. And then he continued. We actually witnessed that pursuit. The accident, I should say. The collision happened behind a building, and we saw the pieces of the car that he hit explode out from behind that building. And then the vehicle just continued. This driver continued to get back on the 91 freeway. The pursuit continued on, driving at a high speed, reckless, in and out of the lanes, until he got past the 710 here. When he got into some heavier traffic, he started to weave again in and out of traffic, and that's when he hit a black pickup truck, spinning that truck out of control and causing another vehicle to swerve, and the other vehicle may have been hit by a big rig truck. The driver coming to a stop here in the carpool lane with a disabled vehicle, and now has been not complying with officers' demands to surrender. Now he's making threats at those officers. The CHP had to shut down the westbound side of the 91 at Cherry. And a lot of unhappy people on that eastbound 91 freeway, people out of their vehicles. We've seen that going on. In fact, I'll come out to a wide shot to give you guys another look at that. Let me see here, though. I want to see if this is a canine that's coming up. No, it's not. But you see all the traffic there. And it is stretching all the way back beyond the 710 freeway. Starting to grow all the way back towards the 110 freeway. Check 4, channel 46. Tag 4, channel 46. And the standoff continues here as we approach 4 o'clock. The Driver refusing to come out, threatening officers even. Seen a unit rolling up here. Let's see if this is a canine pulling into the scene. Hi, Chantel. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yes, good idea. Hey, Rosa, we have well over an hour. We're looking at probably an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, hour and 20 minutes. Driver is back communicating. He's got his door open. Here comes the canine. Here's the canine unit arriving through traffic. There he is up on the center divider. They're going to put him over onto the westbound side of the freeway. But they are not messing around with this guy. They want to bring this to a peaceful end, but he's not complying. We'll see what happens. He's got that door closed now. They saw the dog. They are, yes. Okay. Thank you. Oh. $30 out, thank you. Ready to go. Okay. Are we still streaming? Driver's out of the vehicle now, standing, but not complying. Hey, NOC, are we still streaming? Okay, I did, but I haven't heard back yet. Thank you. Driver walking away from the car a little bit. He might be surrendering. He's got his hands up. He sees the dog on the other side of the freeway. He stepped away from the car for the first time now with his hands up facing the officers. Thank you, Tim. He has stepped on the other side of the front side of the door now. He's stepped around the door. He's putting his hands up in the air, hands on his head. A canine unit ready to pounce if he decides to jump back in that car, but at this point it looks like he's starting to comply. He knows he's surrounded. He doesn't know where to go. No, he puts his arms back down. That's really unfortunate. Yes, sir. Thank you. They don't want him back in that car. They do not want him to get back in that car. So they're continuing to talk to him, negotiate a peaceful end of this standoff. And a driver, it's all up to him. He's got to comply with those officers' demands. This is the most progress we've seen so far in the standoff. If they deploy that dog, it's going to be quite a move because he's on the westbound side of the center divider on the north side of it, of the freeway. The driver there on the south side of the freeway, but we might see some movement here. They may have just deployed a less than lethal round at the driver. He's kind of staggering there. He's got one hand on the car, so it's a little unclear. We're keeping a wide shot because of the danger here, the threat this suspect is making on officers. Reportedly has a weapon, assault with a deadly weapon. That's what the want is for this guy. He assaulted somebody in downtown LA. Walking around, looks like he's holding his stomach. They may have hit him with another round. It looked like earlier, about maybe 10 minutes ago, they may have hit him with a round. Now again, I'm hearing some chatter that they may have deployed a less than lethal round. It looks like officers might move up on the suspect. They have that dog on the other side of the freeway, though, at the ready. There he goes, staggering backwards again. The driver now sitting down. Driver looks like he's in some pain. He's kind of leaning against the car, standing there. Once again, if you're just joining us on the web, this is Gil Davis in News Chopper 4 Bravo over a pursuit termination in North Long Beach off of the 91 freeway. You're looking at the 91 freeway eastbound side at Cherry Avenue. The driver there in that blue sedan was in a high-speed chase with LAPD Central Division officers. Started at about 2:46 this afternoon. The want on the suspect is assault with a deadly weapon. It all started at Bernard and Broadway now. Early on in the pursuit, it was said that the driver assaulted somebody with a shotgun. And now the driver here stumbling around outside of his vehicle. This standoff has been going on for a while. The pursuit started about almost an hour and a half ago. Ended here in a crash when the driver crashed into a black pickup truck in some heavier traffic on the 91 freeway, causing that truck to spin out, hit another vehicle, and that vehicle was struck by a big rig. Unclear about injuries in that accident. Earlier on in the pursuit down the 91, just near the 110 freeway, the driver got off the 91 freeway at Central and crashed into another vehicle there and then continued on to this point. So several cars, I believe it's a total of 4 that are involved now. The pursuit coming to an end because the vehicle became disabled and ended up here in the carpool lane, and the driver refusing to give up to officers, at one point even threatening officers. And now it is a standoff, a big backup on the 91 freeway, well beyond the 710 freeway. The westbound side of the 91 freeway has been shut down by the CHP, and that backup is all the way back to the 605. You see the driver all the way to the center divider here, so we'll see if this is it for him, because I believe they hit him with, they possibly have hit him with some less lethal rounds, possibly beanbag or rubber bullets, but he's still refusing to give up. A canine unit there on the west side of the freeway in that carpool lane. You see him in the top right, standing by in case they need that dog to get in here and end this all. But the driver, unfortunately, just continuing to go back to his car, and the standoff continues. News Chopper 4 Bravo. We were the only news helicopter over this pursuit while it was going, and at the termination as well. Violent end to the pursuit with a crash. It's unclear if anybody was hurt in that accident as well as the one on Central. The rescue ambulances have responded to both scenes, and we're waiting to hear more information as to any injuries to innocent people in this pursuit. But the LAPD really have their hands full here as they're well out of their jurisdiction here in the North Long Beach area. LAPD Central units there at the lead of the pursuit, and as I zoom out, you see just how many units have arrived along with that K9 unit and the massive backup that's growing well beyond the 710 right now. People even out of their cars looking up the freeway to see what is going on. Two minutes, okay? Pictures only or report? Hey, Chantel. Okay, awesome. I'll keep it like this, and then I'll show the backup. 15 seconds, thank you. Okay. One minute. Thirty out. Fifteen. 'Thank you. Can we slide up just a hair? Just forward a little bit. All right, and now the driver, we might see some action here from the K9. The driver's moved even further east on the freeway up to where about the nose of the car is at the center divider. The driver still refusing to comply. The K9 unit there on the right hand side of the screen on the opposite side of the freeway, and the driver just being stubborn on this, refusing to comply. They may have deployed a couple of rounds of less than lethal but now you see the driver walking back towards the car, so it just continues here, the standoff with the suspect on the 91 eastbound at Cherry. That's good, thank you. Well, if there's any good news in this standoff, the driver now at the rear of the car, still angry with the LAPD, not compliant, and but he's at least out of the vehicle. A difficult situation for sure for the LAPD, but also a very difficult position for all, situation, I should say, for all the people on the freeway on this eastbound side of the 91. The driver there near the back, and there he goes. They hit him with the round. They're going to come in after him. This is over. This pursuit, termination, and standoff is now over. They hit him with a less lethal round there. Took him down once and for all here. They have him in custody now. LAPD swarming the suspect. That quick, that quick. Yeah, they hit him with the less lethal round and took him down. Up on his feet, and this is over. They shot him with a either a beanbag round or a soft or a rubber bullet, and it brought him down. He's not bleeding or anything like that. It doesn't look like, and they'll bring a rescue ambulance in to check him out. The paramedics. Copy. Thank you. Thank you, Rosa. They have him in a rampart unit. 21. And now the process of clearing the freeway. See all the LAPD units starting to leave the freeway at Cherry, and The first vehicles, in fact, the motorcycles will probably be the first to go once the freeway is cleared. $30 out. Thank you. There goes the motorcycles being released. Yeah. Are they? Okay, thank you. Westbound 91 lanes just open. Hey Jack, I'm hearing you, but you're coming in really broken. Can you repeat? Copy that, we're clear and we'll go land. Thank you. We're done. Was there a helicopter still here, LAPD? So we're the only ones there right now? You hearing anything about emergency landing somewhere? I thought I just heard something.